we're going to try diving into a new project, the GitLab Danger Files project. Either me or Marco have touched this in the past. We haven't cloned the repository. So yeah, we're going to be learning from scratch. This looks like a reasonably straightforward issue. I know that we're already so this is for merge requests. So if I pull up a random merge request, probably we'll pick a bad example, but we'll try anyway. Danger does tell us if we haven't got a type. So this one, this has a type feature, yeah, so it didn't complain, but I know that there's already a rule for that, so we should be able to find that, see how that works, and mimic a lot of that functionality. And yeah, so I think rather than pulling down the project, I was going to try using Gitpod today and see if it works. I noticed there wasn't a .gitpod file in the repository, so it might not be configured and it might not work. But if it doesn't, we'll clone the repository and go from there.
Yeah. Also, I just checked and we are actually live, so
excellent.
It's working.
Fingers crossed it's working. Excellent.
Yeah.
The other thing that's always good to do, I guess, is have a quick read of the README to start with. This is how to install it. This is how to run it. This is how to use it. We're interested in contributing. CI configuration, documentation, development. This is probably what we want. Sorry, Marco?
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
Just got a bit of feedback. Okay, it must be mine. Right, so after checking out the repo, run bin setup to install the dependencies. That sounds promising. I've got to log in. Helpful if I do that. Then rate expect. Okay, that's really, really helpful. So we know from the beginning what we need to do to make sure that
everything works.
The environment's kind of up and running, I guess. So we will try a live share. I don't know how extensions work. Oh, do you want to open this workspace in VS Code Desktop? I'm not particularly going to bother that, but I'm going to see.
It actually created a Gitpod file.
Oh, okay. Where did you see?
Oh, on the files, it was green with the U for untracked.
Yep, you're quite right. That's interesting. So yeah, I don't see live share. I wonder if you only have some extensions available in the.
No, you shouldn't have everything.
I certainly can't see it. That being said, I guess, Marco, whilst it'd be handy if you could point to things and make tweaks and that, maybe you could fire up Gitpod as well.
Yeah, I can try.
So you can see what's what at the same time. I mean, I could try and clone it, but I think it'll be interesting today to see how we get on. If when I try and run these commands, computer says no, then I'll definitely pull it down and we'll work locally instead. That was super easy. And rate spec.
Compared to opening the actual GitLab project on Gitpod, it's quite faster.
An absolute breeze. I suppose what I should do is just assign myself so that hopefully nobody else happens to start working on it at the same time. Right, what else did it say? To install the gem, do this. To release a new version, do this. I like to have left hook installed because it prevents us pushing or committing something that's got some weird issues. Bug reports, merge requests are welcome. Projects intended to be welcome. Code of conduct. Right. So, yeah, it doesn't really say much more than that. So I suggest, feel free to shout any point that we just start by trying to find, I guess there'd be like kind of rules is what I was looking for.
Yes.
And there we go. Simple as type label. So that's the message. Type label guesser. That's an interesting one. So fixed secure. Oh, okay. So actually that's clever. Right. So I'm guessing if there isn't a type label, it tries to guess it based on the changelog trailer. That's cool.
Oh yeah.
So, right, if there's a changelog and it hasn't got a type scope label, then try and guess it and add this message. Otherwise, we just, if it has got a scoped type label, then we don't do anything. Seems a bit weird to me. Like I would have probably put this rule first. I don't know why I'm changing this, because if it's already got the scope label, then we don't really need to do anything, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then if it's got changelog, do this, and then otherwise do this and this. I'm gonna just save that and maybe I push that up as a separate MR or ask a question why they. So I'm gonna say at least we don't need to do the guessing for the subtype. We probably
Just check if it's there.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then
Yeah,
come up.
because the subtype is there's quite a lot of them.
Yeah, I think I opened up the link here earlier. But again, I think that all we need to do is check for type, like scope labels for bugs, scope labels for feature, and scope labels for maintenance, and that's it.
Yeah.
So that should be all right. Type label. I guess we do want it to be separate. I don't think we want to reuse existing ones. So we'll just copy, said add labels, said retry simple roulette, commits counter change.
Should we? Because if there's not even a type label, should we check for a subtype?
I don't think it matters, if that makes sense. I feel like saying you should add a type label and a subtype label is fine.
Yeah.
But open to feedback on that one. New file. So we'll do this one's type label. So we'll do subtype label / change file. And I guess we'll just
copy and
everything in there at first. So should we try and be intelligent, or should we just say maybe we can, if nothing else, we can do something clever with an array? Or
yeah, maybe we could use an array just
feature.
so that if in the future we check for another type, we just need to add it to the array.
I guess though we're going to have to look how this works.
I guess we can.
I think we probably wouldn't use this. We'd have to create a new helper, right?
Well, we could just iterate over the array and use the same.
Oh, okay. So we just do something like what we call them, sub or types. You're going to have to help me with my Ruby syntax because I'm terrible with.
Oh well, we're safe then.
I'm hoping RubyCop, if it's set up, will moan if it thinks there's a better way to, or if that's completely wrong.
Well,
So then
you're right for the moment.
Type. Tell me if I'm doing anything crazy at any point.
No, that looks fine.
Cool.
Return, but we
So we don't need that.
return if we don't have it. Oh no. No, that's right. Because if we find one scope label with the type, we have to return and don't say any error.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So type label missing message. Error when type label is missing.
Yeah.
So what have we got in the way of specs, I guess is the next question. Type label guesser. Doesn't look like there's a.
It doesn't have a spec?
Doesn't look like it. Change file roulette spec. So it's not plug-in, is it?
No.
Oops. Get this up. No, it's not plug-in, it's a rule. So change files.
GitLab manager.
So spec.
Say.
So rules. Yeah, it doesn't look like that. I'm just intrigued to see what these plugins are.
I'm just checking what they are actually testing.
Right. Looks like it's more the helpers that are being tested.
Yeah. The helpers and the plugins. The rule, there's not a single spec file for the rules.
Okay, that could be good or bad. It could make this super simple. We'll ask the question on the MR.
Yeah.
I've never had one this quick. So I'm just triple checking everything. So we removed the require, which isn't needed. We renamed the constant, whatever we want to call it, and we changed it. We added the word subtype. Types, we've got an array of types. That syntax is probably wrong. So I might just Google Ruby array syntax.
No, that should be right.
Well, there's lowercase w and uppercase w, and there's brackets and square brackets, and sometimes you use quotes and sometimes you don't. And
yeah, you're right.
God, it doesn't look like I picked the worst possible.
I'm also looking at the.
Yes, I don't think I need the square brackets. I think I need. The parenthesis can almost be any other character. So W array of strings. Let's use brackets. That seems to be a bit more standardized. Type CH2 type. Turn if it's already got a scope label with that type. Bug feature and maintenance. Okay, and we renamed this danger error when subtype label is missing, and fail. Those messages are all the same. Awesome.
Yeah. Also, I triple checked the README on the development, and they don't say anything about the tests.
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I'm tempted to. Thing is, I should raise separate MR, shouldn't I, for these things? If that was automated.
Yeah, I actually don't know even how to write a test, because that's not how danger works. Or maybe we can't even test them.
Because we need a project that consumes danger, so to speak. Okay. Now, how do you think I should raise like 3 separate or one to add the Gitpod file? And
well, the Gitpod file, what does it create?
so I think it just runs the initial setup.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
I mean, that's such a small change. I might just raise one MR and ask the reviewer maintainer if they'd like them split.
Yeah, I don't think there's any problem with that.
Cool. I don't know what the if they use the change log. I guess if we look at merge requests, let's see if there's any with community contribution.
None?
Not on the first page.
Oh, wow.
1 year ago. Fellow core team member.
Yeah.
Right, so I wanted to look at the change log. Signed off by. Interesting. So yeah, that doesn't look like the usual. I'll use the standard and see what happens. Commit lint, short reference for MS.
Commit linter.
Not too fussed about what that's changing exactly. So yeah, we'll git add, we'll git commit, and we'll say add missing subtype label.
RMS. Oh, yeah.
And we'll do change log added. You know what I didn't do? I just committed that to master. So this is where your awesome Git skills are going to come in.
Git, you should just do a reset soft.
A reset what, sorry?
A reset -- soft.
Yeah.
Head space head tilde 1 because we had only one commit.
Beautiful. So we got them staged and ready to. So we're going to say add. Should put the issue number 39 and add subtype label. Oh. There's my add missing subtype label. Change out.
Done.
Looks like it.
Never opened a merge request this fast.
I don't think I have either. So I'm going to use the old syntax. Oh, we've already got it down the bottom. Annoying, I can't do you on here, but I think I can do you on here.
Why it wasn't?
Because you're not a member of the project, I think.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
I could be completely wrong, but obviously if that drop down searched for everyone in the whole of the GitLab instance, GitLab.com.
It assigned it only to me.
I thought it might do that. It's all good, isn't it? Right. So we should check the MR acceptance. Oh, it's the same one as GitLab.
Yeah.
So I'm going to somewhat ignore that. I wonder. Okay, so it's a standard message.
Yep.
It starts as in dev. So I'm going to write a little. I should update the description as well, actually, because of the scope creep.
Also because of the GitLab pod, Git pod.
Exactly, that's scope creep. Exactly. I'll mention it here and say we can pull that out if we want. Add error to highlight missing subtype labels, but while we did pod, let us know if you prefer separate these changes. We couldn't find any rule specs. Process. Anything else to add, or
no? Should be right.
Beautiful.
Done.
Got like that, haven't we? Oh no!
Oh,
I didn't run the spec.
Yeah, but there aren't any. Oh.
I can't see the difference between those two things. Okay. It's yeah. So this is in change of file spec. There's obviously just a list of
list of supported
expected rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess below, so it's alphabetical. There's a type label. Pop a new one in there. Type label. I wish every project was this fast, running specs and
Yeah.
push him up. I wonder if Alina's a good choice for, I'm guessing, a merge request coach rather than someone, but I think that it really needs to be someone on the engineering productivity team that reviews this. Let me just check.
She's also with a random circle, so
yeah, that's a terrible terrible selection by so let me just I'm sure there used to be a label you could add to say that it was a bad guess.
yeah, there was a way. Well, maybe it's with the new reviewer roulette job.
Yeah, you might be right actually. I don't want to say Ash, as he was the one that, the only thing is he's opposite time zones, but
yeah, should be fine.
It's all good. Yeah, I'll just check that Ash hasn't got a red dot, I guess. No, he looks happy. Assign and assign a reviewer. I think you can use reassign, right? Is that right? Let's find out.
Should be
Requested a review from Ash and removed Elena. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's work.
And are we green? We're greenish.
Yes.
Dependency scan. I don't think I'm gonna stress about. It's
shouldn't.
allowed to fail. So right, that's out of the way then. I think.
Yeah, should be good.
There was something else we had in mind. Do you remember what it was? Or maybe I just had it in my mind.
I don't know.
Okay.
Another issue?
Yes, it was. I've been
Um,
talking to the docs team, and they have a fun task.
oh yeah, this you were talking about this.
Yeah. So I'll try and rewind a tiny little bit. There is a job which is run manually periodically, which is part of the Nanoc static site generator that generates the GitLab docs.
Okay.
And it identifies URLs to external sites which are broken. That might be 404 or 403 or 302 or whatever it might be, but just broken links.
Yep.
At the moment, it's something that's run manually on an ad hoc basis. I think there maybe is supposed to be a monthly schedule for doing this kind of housekeeping, but obviously with holidays and just 1,000,001 things to do, it's hard to keep on top of it. So it would be awesome if we could maybe automate it a little bit more. and we could make it much more manageable, if that's the right term, or achievable, or for the community to pick up these I'm going to call them simple-ish merge requests. So I started by just kind of copying and pasting the output and splitting them into batches myself, with the intention of maybe sharing for the hackathon or something like that. But then, talking it through with the docs team, it feels like maybe it would be better to start with the easy ones. And the easy ones are the moved permanently to, which is a 302, I think, where most of the time all you have to do is go and update the link. The 403 permission or 404, where it's just vanished completely, require a little bit more kind of digging to figure out what's happening, what's gone wrong. I think they are things that the community can definitely do moving forward.
But simple enough.
But let's prioritize the quick wins. So what I actually did before I realized that was the sensible thing to do is I just took the first batch. So I split them up into batches of a dozen or so. And I just took the first batch and I kind of shared my thought process. So again, hopefully we can kind of put this into some kind of document moving forward, so that when we do maybe invite the community to raise and help with this kind of housekeeping, they've got some rough ideas as to, I mean, again, hopefully it's common sense, but I was thinking out loud just to make sure what I had done was correct. And also, I guess the reviewers, the maintainers kind of really want to see this, and they want to kind of double check, because it's very easy. I think there was one instance where there was a 404. I searched Google. I found something that looked like the same thing, but it wasn't. It was subtly different. So I'm not going to read through all of this, but it might be interesting for someone at a later stage to see my thought process. But yeah, you can probably see that simple switches where it's just moved. But then 404s were a little bit more, I couldn't find anything. So actually we decided to remove the link entirely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I didn't really read through all of those comments, but I don't know. Maybe you already thought about dividing the messages between 302.
Exactly. Yep. So I think that's what.
Every 10.
Yeah. So I think this is. I'm not. So as you know, Mark, I've only moved over to Linux in the last month or so.
I never used Linux in the last 10 years. So
so we're both in the same boat here. So it may be that we don't particularly progress it. We might just talk about it for now. But I kind of hacked together. So this is the command that's being run at the moment, but we're not actually doing anything with the output. Well, I say we're not doing anything. It's running as a job. The job errors, and then you can review the output here. What I would like to do, so we could bounce the ideas around. I don't know, but maybe we will do baby steps and we'll keep just outputting the results first. But eventually, I'd really like it to run the job and create the issue. So I don't know. I think I tried this new issue button, but not great. I don't know if we can look at another project to sort of see how on earth we might do that.
Because
I don't know.
Issues, we will need to use the APIs.
Yes, exactly. Now, do you know how Gitpod works? I want to see if I can swap to another works. But I tell you what, I'm just going to close that one, and I am going to. Just go to the repository and open Gitpod. So yeah, I remind myself where I got to. So this is the current command we're running. So the only difference is I'm piping it to a file now, so we can kind of do something with the output.
Yeah.
I'm sure we could probably do all of this kind of inline in a much neater way, but we'll let some super pro do it. But we'll kind of provide this might work. The grep.
So you think we should write a bash script to do this?
Well, maybe we have a look now that we think that we're going to need the API to create an issue. Then we, I guess, want to have a look at this project, right, and find out, are there any kind of Ruby scripts in here? If
Yeah.
there's a Ruby script, then I guess it might be easier for us to do the processing just in Ruby.
Yeah, exactly.
If there aren't any Ruby scripts, are there, what are our other options to use the API? We might just need to ask some more questions on the issue and find out some people that are kind of more familiar with the project and go from there. It might be that we don't need the API. Sorry, we do need the API. It might be that we don't need something as complex as Ruby. We might pipe the output to this file, and then we might just use curl or something to. I know that there's a number of examples in the GitLab API reference.
Yeah, also because I'm just looking at the API to create a new. How can you post header? Because using the API from the command line means we'll need to use curl or something like that.
Yep.
And I don't actually know how to fill the post data with curl.
There you go.
And yeah, let's hope that the project has some Ruby in it.
Yeah, I mean, we might be a bit more comfortable with that. So what does private request post? Yeah, so that doesn't actually show the post body, does it?
Yeah.
So it's saying it is a post. That's the header.
It doesn't have the body.
The URL, but it doesn't show you the body. That's interesting. But I'm sure we could pass a file to Carl for the body. I think that would be quite.
Yes, that might be.
But then it's not that easy, is it? Because it has to be a JSON. So we would then need to.
Yeah, and also I guess we will need to include the broken links as the issue description, and we will need to.
We need a subject and some labels and.
Yeah.
Well, this is the moment of truth.
No, yeah, this has Ruby.
It has indeed.
Thank God.
I don't really know much about Rake. So can I just find all start up it? Is it? So we have got some other stuff in lib. Should we do the same thing and just have a quick look at if there's any helpful information in the README? And well, it's probably the sensible way, right? So there's a contributing agreement, the project generates and deploys documentation website.
I don't think we'll find anything in here.
Welcome. No, I think that's getting a bit because that's contributing by adding documentation probably rather than working on the documentation project.
Yeah.
So the other thing I guess I'm interested in is broken anchor detected. Is there going to be anything that's doing any API?
Ooh. How?
I don't think there is, but I know that there's a gem, so we can actually probably check if the gem is. The gem is just called GitLab, I think. Doesn't look like it. Let me just check that I didn't make that up. Gems. I've certainly used this. Is what I think it is. Yeah. So we can just kind of set it up and then.
Yes, this is quite neat indeed.
Again, I'll pitch. I don't think we'll write any code today. We've done our bit, but I'll kind of pitch our thought process and I guess see if the docs team actually think it's worth the effort.
Yes. Well, thinking about hackathons, this could be actually a good idea to give contributors even more issues to work on.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a really good idea, and I think if we got one coming up at the beginning of August. So I think it's a really good idea to sort of point them in the right direction. The problems at the moment are that the job, if you want to run it on GitLab.com, has to be run by someone, a maintainer of the project or a developer of the project, possibly. But now I see that you can actually run it in Gitpod. So I guess, so you may already know this, but the reason this is taking so long to load this one is because this, I think, pulls down the whole GitLab www project, the whole GitLab project itself. It pulls down lots of projects. Because the documentation is a culmination of all those things. So I guess somebody that wanted to sort of fix broken links could fire up a Gitpod instance to run the rake or the nanoc task to identify the broken links. But at the moment, that's kind of the barrier as I see it. It's the identification process, the fixing process. I think they'd be only too happy to jump on. But if we could create the issue for them so they can see exactly what needs to be resolved, I think it would make it much more sort of achievable. And I don't think it needs to wait till the hackathon. I think if we had this task running once a week, or something along those lines, that we could keep on top of it much more easily.
Yeah, the hackathon was just an excuse, maybe.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think there might be like 150 odd at the moment broken links. So it might be a good opportunity to try and kind of clear that backlog. And then going forward, it might be easier to keep on top of it. I thought I'd broken this, but okay, so we've got create issue. So yeah, I think this should be achievable.
Yeah, I don't think this will be big of a problem.
And with Ruby, I guess we can do some cool kind of interpretation, manipulation, whatever you want to call it, and probably do away with my nasty bash script. There's some stuff that it doesn't do, like where we've got several broken links on the same page. It sort of repeats the page header multiple times.
Yeah, we can do some cleaning up with Ruby.
Yeah. Well, actually, the output in the first place is better. It's because of my scripts, and I wasn't sure how to do that. So yeah, it'll be much easier for us to pass in Ruby. So okay, so we can say, is it okay for us to add the GitLab gem to the docs project? And
Well,
yeah,
if they don't want to include the GitLab gem because it's pulling in too much stuff, we can always use bare API request from
cool.
Ruby.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I suppose it's only one call we'd be making, right?
Yeah, we're pulling in the whole GitLab gem only to create an issue. So
Yeah, maybe that is over the top in fairness, but then at least it opens the window, the
yeah,
opportunity to be able to do more things. Okay, let's start scribbling some more.
yeah. I mean, if they are okay with adding the GitLab gem, then that's the best thing.
Um, um, so I'll be using the GitLab. I've still got a link. As we probably need to pull one endpoint. The CI job or an up task.
Yeah, opening an issue by hand is there's a lot of stuff. I mean, dividing the
I'm not sure that it's going to need dividing if we're doing it every week or 2 weeks. I don't think there's going to be enough broken links.
yeah, I agree. Only once we actually fixed all the links.
Clear the backlog, exactly. But then that's definitely one where I think that would be counterproductive. As easy as I think it would probably be to group them into batches,
Yeah,
I'm not sure that it's worth the effort just for a one-off. I'm interested what Ruby we've got in here. If there's a spec for these.
it should be a .ruby version file.
Look like there's a spec. Oh, but there's spec lib filters. So there's specs for the libs, but oh no, hang on a minute. Filter, but not for check. I think we should be able to write a spec as well for that. I suspect.
I think so.
Cool. So this is actually up and running. It takes a while there's no point in me no point in me running the Nanook task now, because that takes a while in itself as well. But any other bits? I'm about at time anyway, Marco. But if there's anything else you wanted to chat while we're streaming.
No, I was thinking the nano thingy that runs only checks for broken links pointing outside of the docs.
Yes, there's already, as part of one of the other steps, I couldn't tell you exactly what or where. I think it's probably when Nanook builds the actual site. I think it checks internal links.
Okay.
So I think that's already taken care of, and it will actually, the pipeline will fail and you won't be able to merge if you put a broken link in. I'm fairly sure. Actually, now I'm saying that, my confidence has dropped a bit. I'll just say. Yeah, I'm sure it is, because I did it recently. Yeah, no, it definitely is. Definitely is.
Okay.
Okay. I will stop streaming then, if that's all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Brilliant.
Bye.
Thanks, Marco. Catch you later. Bye.
Okay. Bye.